The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. For the most intriguing wrestling stories and info on independent shows in multiple regions, nobody does it like We Talk Wrestling. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Pro wrestling on Tuesdays are a blast with the Wrestle Talk podcast. Join the entire crew every Tuesday at 7 p.m. as they bring their takes on the major circuits, showcase interviews with various indie stars, and news on the #1 fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. Visit them at facebook.com/WrestleTalkPodcast and at WrestleTalkCast on YouTube and X.
All of us here show appreciation and love to our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation as well as protect and serve us every day. Thank you for all you do.
Get ready for episode number 167 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. As this week's panel breaks down this weekend's wrestling action around the gateway to the West, discuss headlines from the major wrestling circuits, and recap everything that went down at WWE Crown Jewel.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Happy evening, everybody! And it's once again here on a Sunday. We are partying here with you live, and let's get the fun started. It's episode number 167 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, and we are getting into November, where it's getting a little bit chilly, and we fell back an hour last night. Didn't do me a damn bit of good, but we're here live, so.
Dude, so I've been off all day, and I forgot all about this setback in time. So, I was trying to cook dinner. I'm like, it's not 6 o'clock already. There's no way. And I was, freaking out.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock, bro. So,
yeah.
So, I'm Rough Cut Rick Ruby, of course. The Gem City Mouse is with us. And, of course, bringing back here from We Talk Wrestling, of course, is Austin Cage joining us here for some awesome talk here this week. And, well, I'll tell you what, man. So some things to talk about here. We're going to jump into a lot of wrestling talk here with the major brands. We're going to, Herb's, of course, is watching here tonight. Herb, good to see you, of course. Just coming, SICW All-Star Wrestling just got done airing this evening, and now we're on after.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because I was in the middle of that Steve Fender versus Gary Jackson strap match, and I had to come down here and get ready for this show, which I'm not mad about that. I'm just mad that I'm going to have to go and now finish where I was left off.
Hey, I mean, it could be worse. You could not be able to watch it at all.
That's true.
Hey, if you can burn 5 hours watching AEW, you can burn 1 hour watching SIC.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, Ruby. I was in the middle of watching damn good wrestling to come down here and talk about said damn good wrestling. And I'm just kind of disappointed that I didn't get to finish the match.
Yeah, well, like I said, SICW rings it every week, man. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. Good Lord, I almost said a.m. Oh, God.
It's okay.
I think I've been hit too hard over this weekend, but
weekend.
But AWOL's here. Of course, Crusher is watching with us. Of course, Trenton Ray is watching it with us here tonight. So yeah, guys, we're going to be talking a lot about. Well, first off, we're going to kick off around here, around the Midwest here, around the St. Louis area where I was at last night, and then of course, we're going to talk about where Zmiz was last night here. We're going to jump right into it, but before we do, if you see of course, the QR code up in the top left-hand corner, of course, that'll take you to everywhere we're at online, including where you can get these bad boys. That's right. It's the official Falls Count Everywhere and We Talk Wrestling t-shirts. Best shirts around, most comfortable shirts ever. And that is at thewokebrand.com. That is spelled WHOAQ.com. Thewokebrand.com. Of course, you can scan those QR codes if you want to get right to, though. Get right to those shirts, man. And, Terry Rush Russell is always doing an excellent job and in supporting us and getting us some great material here. So make sure you're taking care of that. So
get your shirt.
Get your shirts. Get your shirts. Get them while they last, man.
Maybe.
Of course, I'll be. We'll talk about where I'm going to be here in a little bit. Here, goodness gracious, had to down some kickstart here real quick, and it's coming back up here not too good.
I got to pay.
So with this, so we're just going to talk about the main event here, regards with last night, and this is the captain's flag match, to where surprisingly ended in controversy. Surprise,
Go
surprise!
figure.
But it wasn't controversy what you thought of, because somehow the flag got raised or waved in Stephen E's corner, which means it gave Gary Jackson the win. So, and that's all I'll say about it. But apparently the stipulation that they've chosen here is that Stephen E is going to be handcuffed to Cowboy Bob Orton in 3 weeks at the main event in that 6-man tag. So that was the only stipulation they said, is they want Stephen E under control and not interfering. So he's going to be handcuffed to Cowboy Bob Orton, and Cowboy's going to hold him down. And trust me, Bob Orton can still throw. In fact, he knocked Glenn Williams on his tuchus in Breeze, Illinois about 8 days ago, and so he's got no problem rocking Stephen E to the ground, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Question.
Go ahead.
The captain's flag match, what exactly is that? Because I've heard different scenarios in different territories.
Okay, yeah, so the captain's flag match is this. So the only way to determine victory is if your captain waves the flag. Like if your opponent's captain waves the flag, and it means you win the match. So Gary Jackson had Danny Boy Hawkins here. That's in the sleeveless shirt with the bandana that you can see over the SICW logo on the apron. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Stephen E. Attila Khan had Stephen E. Well, apparently Stephen E's flag got waved, so it means that Attila Khan lost. So this is basically for control of SICW. Once again, that 6-man tag match on November 23rd is going to be the Night Train Gary Jackson, Danny Boy Hawkins, and Ron Powers, which Danny Boy and Ron are coming out of retirement. They're facing Attila Khan, Haku, and the Barbarian. Nice. So that's a tall order. I'm sorry. Say what you want, but that's still a tall order.
What is it? The Faces of Destruction, right?
Yeah, the Faces of Death.
Death, my bad.
Yes. So, so that's going to be, once again, on the 23rd, that's going to be the last show of the year for SICW.
That's going to be that's going to be a banger.
Yeah, that's...
Banger.
Yeah, so... like I said, that's going to be the main event, and
that also signifies who takes the company, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to signify who takes the company, and will it be Stephen E. or will Herb Simmons hang on to it? So
I'm praying for you, Herb. You got a good team, though. Ron Powers got your back.
Yep. Yeah.
Gary Jackson.
If Ron Powers goes old school like he did back in the day, then
he's power slam beating the crap out of people.
Haku and Barbarian are going to have their hands full. I'm sorry. And
that scares me right there. That's the one key factor that makes me nervous. Is
you get nervous just talking around Power. So I mean, don't...
no. Yes, I do. I did. I met him at was it a Fan Fest? Last year's Fan Fest, I think it was, and I got to tell him that story actually. That was fun, but yes, I was nervous.
So the whole thing is, will Stephen E will take over SICW, and apparently he's already called out a list of people who he's going to get rid of. So
you're not one of them, so it's okay.
No, I'm not. I haven't been mentioned. I kind of stay like on the sidelines and just watch and like cheer. You know, I'm kind of like I kind of like the bookie at a racetrack. I like throw down my bets. You know, like for like every match.
You know, I can see you playing dominoes in the back alley. I can see it. I
thought you only shot craps in the back alley. I don't know. Playing dominoes.
Well, it depends. I'll say it depends on what side of town you're on. It depends on what games to play.
Exactly. Well, so let's talk about let's kind of talk about what happened here last night. I did not get any still shots, but apparently there's a lot of people in this Throwdown Rumble that happened, but I know. Well, first off, I'm not going to spoil anything. Z, go ahead, take it since you were there last night.
I mean, let's first off talk about 5-Star potentially being able to get a rematch because of the shady finish that happened with Jerry Morgan, the shooter, retaining the World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations, champ! You're still a champ. But I don't know. 5-Star should get his chance back. The banger that Chris Exodus and Jody Ultra had to determine the first entry and the last entry in the Rumble, may I add, was a spectacular thing. But during the Rumble, Class Action was able to come all together, and Justin Poole, the Thrasher himself, is now our number one contender for the World Heavyweight title in IEW. Not to mention that there were some surprise entries, myself being included, but I had to leave Chris high and dry. Once again, I'm sorry, Exodus. You've left me on red in the DMs a couple times. It was payback, man. It was payback. I'm not getting a 5 Class Action. I had to get out of that ring because I wasn't even supposed to be in that ring. Like, whoever thought putting my name in the hat, I talk. That's all I do. That's all I do. You guys fight it out.
This is what happens. This is what happens when people call off at last minute.
No, I had to get out of there. But the one surprise was Tyler Cooley. Mr. Tyler Cooley, get fired Tyler Cooley, happened to weasel his way back into the ring because, you know, he wants to get his hands on Justin Poole and Class Action, and they're just such bad people. They did a really well job, actually, and worked as quite a good unit and won that match. But they beat up Tyler Cooley and Johnny B. What the hell of a splash. Clean splash on Tyler Cooley, getting him out of there and throwing him out. Class Action. Zmiz is proud of you. Chris, I really am sorry that I left you hanging, my guy, in the ring to get beat up. I
Tyler Cooley did actually post the video clip of him getting annihilated, and I commented on his post and said, "This literally looks like child abuse."
Tyler got beat up, that's for sure.
And then also, the thing I don't get is that when Tyler ate that frog splash, his shoes popped off.
Yeah, blew him right out of his shoes.
Blew him right out of his shoes. I'm like, oh my god.
Overall, it was a good night. History was made. I can't wait to see how the Fallout falls in. And what is it? December 7th is our next show and our last show of the year. And that will be Violent Nights.
Violent Nights. Yeah, so Violent Nights are awesome. And
come on, I don't get beat up, man. I can talk my way out of things. There's reasons why I'm in the positions that I get into in the first place. Whoever put me in that match, I might have to get a hold of that lawyer of Class Action and file my own Class Action lawsuit.
Oh my goodness! Well,
I'm not a trained wrestler. I shouldn't be in there.
Well, well, I mean, I mean, you've expressed here many times that you don't want to be inside the ring, but yet somehow you got pulled in.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I got pulled in, but that's all right. That's all right. A job got done, spot got filled, the right people won. It was a good night. So, I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, so just kind of letting you know here that there's, we'll get the poster up for the next SICW show, but before we get into that,
yeah, this is a
talk
huge
about this.
announcement out of last night.
This is big because this was last night. World League Wrestling had their 25th anniversary show, which Attila Khan actually was at before he came to SICW, and actually took it to Trevor Murdoch, by the way.
I can't. Brandon knows was there with Dysfunction. I want to see.
Yeah. But they made the official announcement last night that they are now in official territory of the NWA. So anything now of their titles is now they got the letters NWA in front of it, like the NWA World League Wrestling Champion or whatever. So now NWA is part of that now.
Yep.
Which is big news.
It's like the fourth company, correct? I can't remember which one.
I believe so. I want
to say it's the fourth company that has jumped on. It's good to see this kind of workarounds between companies coming back to life. I'm happy for this. This is good signs in professional wrestling, in my opinion. So this is really cool.
So is this one of the ones that move around, or are they just in one spot?
They're out of Troy, Missouri, correct?
Yeah, they're out of Troy, Missouri is where the Harley Race Arena is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's been World League Wrestling for 25 years, and they are now making waves with that. So
we could go right into something that big happened in the major league part of wrestling too, with these kind of things, these partnerships and combining of, knowledge trees, basically. How did Chris Jericho plan that, by the way? The learning trees of professional wrestling really are coming back to the main stage. And we're seeing it with this, the NWA joining forces with World League Wrestling. But WWE did the same thing with the ID stuff. Joining forces with Reality of Wrestling. I can't remember what they all are now, but I know Reality of Wrestling is one of them.
Well, yeah, because that's Booker T's promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, right. So that's centered toward the to the smaller promotions, I guess, on if you want to classify it as an independent level or local level, then yeah. And now WWE's got like a umbrella of a few companies that are doing that, which of course, Reality of Wrestling, let's be realistic, it's not even the leagues of not even like TNA. So, but even though you got a superstar there, but I mean, as far as like getting their
foot stamp in
right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so stop giving me a hard time, bro. I'm just
Booker T though is doing some good stuff down there with those guys at that school and that academy. So hats off to him, and I'm proud to, like I said, it's really cool to see these. I'm one of those people that still don't believe necessarily the territories died; it just got renamed, kind of thing. That philosophy, like the Indies was the territories, just not structured, and we're starting to see professional wrestling get structured again. Kind of this who's who on the way up kind of mentality, and that it's cool to see these paths to where people want their dreams to be. The big staple arena of either AEW, WWE, New Japan, because those are your big three, in my opinion, as of right now.
Yeah. But let's move back here real quick, because I'm going to post the comment I was just putting here a couple minutes ago from Steve Murphy about with Harley being synonymous, of course, with the original sanctioning body, but does NWA move the needle in 2024? But let's really talk about it, though. We've been waiting for since 2021? Since when did Billy Corgan buy the company? Okay, they haven't really moved the needle much. I mean, even with the big shows. I mean, sure they got to deal with the CW, and
I think it also is this notion that Billy Corgan and them guys are reestablishing what NWA is in professional wrestling again. There's too many. Okay, I respect the old view about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I get the taking it back old school kind of mentality and finding your baseline first. But I think NWA, in what I've seen of Billy and them as of late, they're really trying to find a baseline now of what NWA is going to be shaped to be, because there's so many promotions out there that kind of have that. And like SICW, perfect example, is one of the best when it comes to that old school wrestling feel. I was telling my buddy the other day, I was watching some SICW, and my buddy came over, and I was like, this is the promotion you want to go if you want to go back to the golden age of professional wrestling. And that's how I feel it and feel it. Like SICW takes you back with newer faces to that old school golden era of professional wrestling, the WWF, right?
yeah. Exactly.
To think you can get a promotion right back there right away like the NWA was back in that time, I think it's not valid in this day and age of wrestling, how the business as a whole has changed so much that more people are more open to different styles, different types of wrestling work, lucha libre, the death matches, all that kind of stuff, that has to be this new standard that you're going to find who you are again and go from there. And they have a great roster in NWA. So, and with this, I think it could be a great thing too.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just looking for something to move the needle. The whole thing is that you've got to find something to move the needle, though. Okay,
this right here, Billy's theory is streaming will work. They need a TV deal. Territory. I agree 100% with you, Herb. There's no. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
100% agreed.
Yeah, but I mean, I could have thought, don't they have a deal with CW?
It got thrown out, didn't it? And that's when WWE swooped in with NXT and got it?
Oh, yeah. But I could have thought that maybe it was like an app deal, but I don't think they have a public broadcast deal. I don't know. I have to look into it, but yeah, they had a lot on the table. And then James Mitchell does that whole garbage that basically just put them in the freaking crapper. And then...
And I was pumped to see them come with a TV deal. I was pumped to see NWA come with a TV deal.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I mean, what I like to see, because I mean, there are, like I said, there's a couple guys around here, or at least one, that's trying to get into a branch of the NWA, or at least is working with the branch of the NWA, working alongside with EC3, which is Brandon Beretta.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to see guys succeed, and as far as like getting these younger talents, as far as getting them exposed, So, I mean, I totally get it. So, I mean, it's just kind of a bad deal. How that, I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing how that turned out for the CW for not thinking about what they're putting on the air. And I don't know if James Mitchell actually pulled a go into business for yourself and you think it's cool, you're going to do it, but what it is.
You don't understand.
Well, you don't know my age, do you? I know all about territory.
He's saying me. Zmiz is too young to understand the territory days. You don't know how much research I've done on professional wrestling, my friend. I am. When you think of junkie, when it comes to professional wrestling, it should be Zmiz, 100%. There is no. I don't care what Smart Mark Sterling says. I don't care what any other the marks out there that say I am the biggest mark of professional wrestling.
Yeah, but the thing is, we got to know our stuff before we just go and just blurt out stuff. So that's why we're on.
Yeah. I research 24/7 of professional wrestling. I'll go back and watch the old stuff. Man, if it wasn't for meeting Herd Simmons and some of the other guys, I wouldn't have gone back as deep as I have and realized that reason I love JBL so much is the same reason they love Stan Hansen or Bruiser
Right.
Brody. Like so.
Like I said, they are trying.
Come on.
We got to give them credit. So, okay.
I get that. I get that logic. I'm okay with that.
So actually, we're talking to somebody who's 80 then? I don't know.
I guess, yeah. Dinosaur. No, I'm just kidding. Once again, we thank all you guys for joining us this evening. Big, strong group tonight. So make sure you're hitting that like, subscribe, share button. Let's get those.
Yep. And
numbers up.
Yeah, and X is killing it again. So let's kind of talk about here, because we've got a lot of things to talk about here across the major circuits and everything else. Let's kind of talk about, I guess, with NXT in regards to all the women that are coming in. Just within the last month, just even within the last month. I mean, you've got Julia that came in. Now you got Stephanie Vaquer that came in, and then with Zarya now coming in. I mean, these are three big names that are just making their way through and just plowing through. And then we're gonna when Zarya made her debut, Fatal Influence decided to crash their party, and
good match, by the way.
Yeah, it was an excellent match. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of these women in the way that they work in NXT.
Paxley just keeps winning me over and over and over again.
Oh, that casket match, bro.
So when Tatum first came out, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this chick. Like, but that girl keeps winning me over, and I'm like, yes, keep doing. I like the little creepy doll gimmick that character that she has. The whole like. It brings a whole nother dimension of what Bayley was doing back in the golden, black and gold brand, like being that naive, but now she's this different version of this naive character, and it's just that match was hella good too.
You guys know I suck with names. She's the one that looks like a big ass doll, right, with the black eyeshadow or whatever. She's always like standing in the background, like looking possessed.
Yeah.
Oh no! Tatum. Well, yeah. I mean, Tatum does that, but you're thinking more of Wendy Chu in the sleepy, like she has the pillow. She's a sleepy zombie. The funny part is Wendy Chu's been different characters in NXT, so it's like playing into her two characters.
I was thinking she originally did like that gimmick where she was doing like look like a sleepover or some shit. She was always dressed in that kind of shit.
Yeah, okay. She had that, and then before that, she was like some possessed. I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
But she was some possessed thing.
Yeah, she was possessed by something. Yeah, so. No, but as far as, because this is all leading up, because we're going to talk about what's leading up to this coming week. But as far as like Kalani Jordan ran out, and I'm trying to think of who else ran out on top of that. So we had, now I'm going to have to go cheat because I had
cheater.
I am cheater. I have to look because there's.
Are we talking about the Zarya match where Zarya is wrestling?
Yeah, well, because Zarya, there's a whole because Roxanne Perez came out, Cora Jade came out, along with Fatal Influence, and then Julia,
and then you had the great surprise.
Yeah, the great surprise at the end was Jordan Grace coming out, which we're going to probably see a lot more of. Now
I can't wait for
that 10 women's tag match is going to be stupendous.
It just makes me happy to see Jordan Grace right where she belongs. Like, right where she belongs.
I mean, she's done a lot of work to get to where she's at. And, so, I mean, I'm happy.
Do you not like Jordan Grace, Austin?
No, I like her. Sorry.
Oh. I thought you were doing like a sad like pull away like.
Well, I told you I'm half like this and half like this. Sorry.
Yeah, I know you're stuck in a football game too, trying to do this podcast. Professional. I'm just kidding.
Look, don't be well enough. I'll say I love y'all, but kiss my ass at the same time. At least I gave y'all a fair warning.
Hey, I'm going to pull a Tony Khan and suspend you. So
we're going to send you to counseling.
Send you to counseling.
But Jordan Grace making her return, and dude, the roster is just stacked in NXT. We keep talking about it. We've said it now for like the last 3 weeks that NXT roster is just stacked with women that we can't wait to see like hit their strides, because there's so many down there that are just ready. And it goes into even Saudi Arabia. yesterday. We'll talk more about that later, but like,
yeah. So I had a talk with a couple people today as I was at after the tapings I was at SICW. But I think as far as women's division in wrestling right now, I'm putting NXT women's division on top of everybody's right now. And if anybody has any, I mean, if there's any debate about it, I want to hear it, and I want to hear why. Why I'm wrong. So
I could argue that AEW is like right there with it. No. Don't do that. There's so many good things in AEW right now with their females. That's one of the reasons why I keep leaning in. Just because of one person doesn't mean anything. And we all know who that one person is for us three in AEW that we don't care for. But there's so many better females.
Let's not take the bunch then. Let's just
there's so many good females down there. I mean, Thunder Rosa just put on an awesome show with
she's awesome. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, dang it, now who's she fighting on Collision? Son of a gun.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, Harley Cameron.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was a great match, man. No, so I would argue AEW's right there at the cuff, but no, NXT's still top tier in my opinion of female wrestling.
Oh man, and we're gonna see a lot of it come Wednesday. Remember, NXT is on Wednesday this week. I guess to kind of because we got this whole thing called the Election Tuesday, and so they're moving everything to Wednesday. We're gonna get into that here. But other than that, how funny was it to watch Charlie Dempsey make, or at least with Lexus King and Charlie Dempsey for the NXT Heritage Cup, which I didn't know. So you enlightened me that Charlie Dempsey is actually the son of William Regal, who was in the corner of Lexus King.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That was interesting. Yeah,
it was a great match, but Lexus King got hurt, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. He actually got hurt. So don't know how that's going to play out down the road because we've been having some injuries just, that are just plaguing people, even in the local scene and now in the major scene. So it kind of sucks. And so I don't know. I did not get any medical update on that. I didn't know how serious it was as far as the injury.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. So, but he got injured, and that's why.
If we see him on Wednesday, then we'll see if he walks it off or not.
I want to see what happens. Like, is this a way to bring William Regal into the fold? Because you and I are both for stating how we miss him on screen, and then shortly after you said it, he pops up.
Here he comes
on screen, and then now, like, I want to see Dempsey and his dad together. I think it would be really cool. And I mean, who doesn't like William Regal?
Oh, you're an idiot. Don't like William
Regal. If you're missing out on what professional wrestling is if you don't respect William Regal at any point in his career.
I know he would. I know he wouldn't do it because he seems like the kind of person that like he'll talk to you, but he don't like talking a lot. But if he had a podcast, that'd be some must listen kind of shit.
Oh, for sure, dude. That's a dude I would love to sit at the step and just soak in that knowledge.
He's been on anybody's podcast, like Austin's or whatever. Every time he's been on there, I've listened.
Yeah. So I mean, I like listening. I like listening to stories of guys who are going through the business on the podcast. We always like hearing the stuff that happens away from the ring. The road stories. That's I'm always intrigued by the road stories and their experiences and who they come across. So
the funniest stories I ever heard out there involved John Simmons or JBL, Ron Simmons, and Theodore Long all in one car. That's probably the funniest ones I've ever heard of.
Probably are good ones.
Oh yeah. Well,
so what else?
Yeah, even the promoter I worked with,
So how do you guys feel about Bubba Ray tagging with Trick coming up this week?
Yeah, man. That would have been really dumb for that not to happen with it coming to the ECW arena this Wednesday. And this pushes the envelope even further. And I think it's kind of awesome just seeing Bubba Ray Dudley in Vegas this past August. And now he's going to be donning. Yeah, it is. That begs the question: is he coming back in the camo? Is he coming back in the tie dye? Is he coming back in totally something different? I mean,
I see his ECW arena gear, whatever he wore in there. So,
dude, I want him back in the old school tie dye.
Yeah,
that's what I'm guessing.
Why not?
Yeah, and if Trick doesn't come out dressed somewhat like Devon, I'm gonna be disappointed in him.
He'll have the glasses on.
Dude,
I'm gonna be so disappointed in Trick.
That was
Also, can we get a new disc tape too? I kind of like his disc tapes things, and like Bubba doing a disc would be hilarious.
Yeah,
I just hope, since he's actually having a match this time, that like what was it this past week when he was getting in the ring hitting whoever it was, knocking him down. He was doing the Mick Foley hits, and I hated it. I was like, dude, punch him, please. He was doing the Mick Foley hits, like, right here. I was like, stop.
Oh, on the wrist?
Yeah, I hate those damn punches.
Yeah, you got to...
I'm pretty pumped. Then you got RVD as a special guest referee.
For... is that for Wesley and...
yeah, Wesley and... Oh, damn it. Who's the other dude now?
Yeah, I totally forgot.
Javon Evans? Is it Javon?
The kid that raced Randy Orton.
Yeah, Javon Evans. Yeah, so it's Javon Evans. That's right. So Javon Evans, Wesley, RVD, special guest referee. So there's 2 special guest referee matches because we can't forget about Miss Parker.
Yes, Miss Parker.
Gonna whip that Lola Vice. I'm sorry.
I hope she destroys Lola Vice in that hardcore match.
Guys.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the art of a certain anatomy, but that's just too much booty shaking in the ring. You gotta knock it off, man. So,
the fuck you don't.
And there it is. Not even in the first hour. Thank you,
Skyler. Good job. Yeah.
Congratulations on getting the first F-bomb of the night. Thank you very much.
What happened to the other loop?
Oh, I guess we gotta let it play out. They want to. No, I was gonna say they want an encore. They do not want an encore. Please, no encore.
Okay.
Please.
What else? Good cause. Hey, elections coming up. Vote for me, people.
Then you had Nikita Lyons getting a win, if not mistaken, but only to get attacked by. No, she did not get a win. She lost.
Kalani got it.
Yeah, Kalani got the win, but then got attacked by Rizzo. Yeah, Rizzo coming out to. I'm still not sold on Nikita Lyons this time around.
I thought she'd probably be tolerable when she came back, but she's not. And I'm kind of.
I think she's just trying to be more cautious because she's had both injuries on.
Right. I'm curious to see where the little is it going to be a love interest? Is it going to be a teamwork thing between her and Oba Finning? But we'll see how that plays out. But Rizzo attacking her made me happy because I love Rizzo.
Right.
Anything the family, so.
Yeah. And and then of course the main event we had this past Tuesday, Nathan Frazier and Axiom successful again defending against Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander. But of course, once again, that was a
hell of a match too.
It was Wesley coming in to do that. So so I mean that was a hell of a match. So once again, I mean NXT brought it. I mean, with all these surprises, I think the women overshadowed everything else this week, but I'm okay with that because, like I said, top division right now in major wrestling is the NXT women's division. So,
and NXT will blow out AEW next week. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, this past AEW Dynamite was a killer show. If they continue once again, like I said a couple weeks back. If AEW can continue delivering what they were delivering, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I said this, that AEW Dynamite, they have something, and they really have. AEW Dynamite was great this week. Collision was good. Like I said, I just watched it before coming on here. The only issue really I have with AEW right now, like the real big issue, is I don't understand the Adam Cole stuff because before he got hurt,
he was a heel.
He turned on MJF,
and there was just coming back. I'm a face,
and there was no good guy. So I'm just and then the friction between him and Roderick Strong, why are we doing this? Like, because I had in my mind that Cole was going to come back this way, which that's just the way it is in professional wrestling. You know, it's going to change the way people think and everything like that. But him and Murphy had a killer match.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
Buddy Matthews had a killer match. Awesome match. Unfortunately, AEW did start with Camille losing to Chris Statlander, which I love Chris Statlander, but we had to see Mercedes Moné beat down Chris Statler. It's depressing, but whatever. Chris won.
Horrible. It's horrible to see anything Mercedes Moné is horrible. So,
and then this, what you got up here. So, I like the layers they're adding to Orange Cassidy, by the way, too, with this Moxley feud and the Death Riders and all that kind of stuff. Great stuff there. Enjoying it. Still curious on where the title is and if it's in the briefcase. Are we getting a new title or what's going to happen there? But this was awesome. It was amazing to see Private Party finally get their flowers and to get their win and beating the Young Bucks, sending them packing. Hopefully they stay at home to work and we don't have to see much of them for a little bit. Overall, this is probably one of my favorite Buck matches, though. So I will say that. I'll give them flowers, too. It was a hell of a match, actually. Thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. But the crowning moment was in the final hours with Bobby Lashley coming back after Swerve Strickland and Shelton Benjamin had arguably one of AEW's best Dynamite main events in a very long time. Hell of a match, hell of a performance, but it was cool to see Bobby back. I'm enjoying this whole thing because it's almost like Bobby and them are getting the recognition they deserve that, you know, WWE kind of glanced over with the Hurt Business. So now it's the Hurt Syndicate. The real cool thing, too, about this, okay? Yeah. Ruby, you might get something happening that you would love. And that is the Acclaim breaking up.
Oh.
Because on Collision on Saturday night, Max Caster had the MVP dang it, business card still.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so we might see a breakup of the Acclaim, which I'm kind of sad about, but whatever.
Well, it kind of sucks too because didn't they just trademark the phrase "scissor me"?
Yeah.
So now they're gonna break up. So
let's hope not. I would love to see the Acclaim actually. If the Acclaim could join the Hurt Syndicate and get more of a serious approach to them,
no kidding,
it would be a benefit. The scissoring thing's fine, like it is what it is, but they need more. They need a level ground now, and I think Bobby and them could give them that, and it'd be really cool.
See, what I hate though, what like AEW does, like it happened with obviously now the Hurt Business. What was the group that used to be in WWE, and then now it was with Adam Cole and all them? What was it in NXT? What was it called, Zach?
You talking about an Undisputed Era?
Undisputed Era?
Yeah. Okay, that was in WWE, and then they took it to AEW, and now they're basically doing the same thing with the Hurt Business and all that. Like they're basically bootlegging some shit off WWE and using AEW.
But I don't see it that way because I see it as an evolution of character and development.
But what? It's the same characters, though.
It doesn't matter.
Then how is it an evolution?
Hulk Hogan was the same character in WCW that he was in WWE.
I'm not denying that at all.
Don't give me that BS. No, that is the lamest thing you can... What? No.
No, yeah. So,
if they're claiming to be that group good of a company that they claim to be, then come up with some new shit. Don't use what somebody else used.
I mean, I agree with your saying. That goes then to the.
Then what are you bitching at me for?
Why are you mad? Why aren't you mad at Santino for being Santino Marella down there in freaking TNA? He's doing the same crap that he was doing in WWE. That mentality. Chris Jericho's been the same person from WCW, ECW. It's just altered a little bit. You progressed.
But okay, I mean, it's funny what Chris Jericho is doing, but like he should at least change his shit. I never argued that, but you're basically taking the Hurt Business, what they call, and now what the fuck are they calling it?
That's two or three now.
The Hurt Syndicate.
Okay. The Hurt Syndicate.
Okay, so we're really talking about. Yeah, so we're talking about factions here. We're not talking about characters. We're
But
talking about factions.
It is what it is. In the Adam Cole stuff, like they were a group with, what? Oh god dang, the king. It's not the kingdom. Oh, is it the kingdom? Right? No.
Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah, Undisputed Kingdom. But so that was a group before they went to WWE. That was a group in ROH. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and then the other two guys. Like that was a group in ROH that went to WWE to do the same thing with Bobby Lashley and Kyle O'Reilly. And then, I mean, if you really want to argue it, Hurt Business is just what TNA had in the first place at first with MVP Bobby Lashley and them. So don't even try to play that BS, dude.
I'm just saying, they killed it because it's these guys are like, we really wanted to keep this, but WWE broke us up. So can we get this back? That's basically what it is. You can't tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying because I know it's the truth when it comes to that.
Wrestling's just everybody rips everybody off in wrestling, man.
Hulk Hogan was real American in WWF. Comes to WCW, I'm American made. I don't care. That's a single guy. It's Hulk Hogan in the 90s and 80s.
NWO was the same too. Washed up.
Give me my creative control card. Here we go. Okay. So
you can use one of the name.
Okay. So then, are you mad at FTR?
Huh?
Are you mad at FTR?
No, because they're a tag team. What?
But they did the same thing that one company did doing the other.
I'm going to talk a little slow for you. Tag teams are different than factions.
No. Factions. See, now I feel like you're my little sister making up new rules to the game that we literally just went over the damn rules about.
New rules.
Okay, but with factions, FTR, how many people do you see adding them to their group? Nobody. None. Just them two. That's a tag team. A faction is
so okay. If the syndicate stays the syndicate, is it still fine then? If it's just the three,
they ain't gonna. They keep on handing out business cards, or not business syndicate, but syndicate.
No, you're right. You're right. They're handing out business cards. You're right. Are they? What you're gonna call them? Syndicate cards?
They might. But I mean, like Blash. I mean, every day you see freaking MVP. I was like, well, if you try to change your mind, here's my card.
He's handing out cards for free footlongs at Subway. So
yeah, order online, it's for free.
I'm just saying, I'm going to defend AEW right now. That AEW is putting on some really good stuff, and I'm proud to be watching it again. I'm actually really happy that I watched Collision tonight. Collision was an awesome showing. Sean Taylor versus Roderick Strong, awesome match. Like, awesome. God dang it. Will Ospreay's old protege. Kyle Fletcher versus Commander. Killer match. That match was amazing. Actually, I enjoyed that thoroughly. Could have ended a little bit sooner, but it's okay. AEW likes to get their moves in. I get it.
Match, but they don't keep you drawn in with their storylines and shit. It turns into fucking dust with half of them.
No, see,
5 times.
That's what's. Well, see, this is what we're on. I mean, so they had a decent week, right?
Yeah.
So how are they going to capitalize and build upon that? So, and we've seen AEW do this several times. They would have like either a decent, great pay-per-view or a great week of wrestling, but then the following week, whether it be on a show or whether it be on basically the week shows, it's kind of lackluster. So
it is hit and miss sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, this is like most of the time.
I do think going into next week, for one, by the way, Ricochet's tag team partner, if you guys don't realize it's Will Ospreay, stop watching wrestling. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I think next week is going to show like where the new, like, once again, that level of professional wrestling is. Is NXT going to topple AEW? Can AEW topple NXT?
Yeah, I got about $500 set on NXT.
Oh no, yes, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
NXT right now, no. I mean, but see, AEW is gonna have to bring it though if they want to stay in the freaking in the game. You know what I'm saying? They need to keep it close, and it all depends. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna watch AEW on a repeat because I'm not gonna flip back and forth like I did in the '90s between Raw and Nitro because I'm not that damn excited. I'm sorry, but my eyes are gonna be on NXT this week. Sorry, not sorry. So,
And if you
Yeah,
don't like stuff, shit.
yeah,
I'm gonna watch both. Maybe at the same time, maybe not. I don't know yet.
I'm not going to watch it at the same time. I'm not, but I will be looking at ratings results come Thursday or Friday and see where they at and see, and we're going to post them too because like I said, I'm calling
I'm
NXT.
excited to see I'm excited to see two major companies go back again at each other in some form or fashion. So like it's gonna be cool to see. I know ROH airs I think the same day TNA does on Thursdays,
Yeah,
but
Well, I
they're
mean,
still
even like when they had like separate days, WWE or NXT would still outdraw them.
oh yeah. I mean,
What do you think is going to happen when they're going head to head?
agreed. I agree. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're wrong. I'm a fan of wrestling. Remember that, like.
yeah.
But can we? Now we're done with those two. Let's move on to TNA because I'm excited to talk about this because I want to talk crap with my friend. He was not my real friend, but like I wish he was because I believe in him.
Oh my God! Can we just talk about the kicking off of the show?
What did Joe say? It took him 38 years or something to actually be entertaining.
Yeah,
And he's right. That's the first time ever in my life watching Kazarian, and I have friends that are like massive fans of Kazarian. AJ Roberts, one of the We Talk Wrestling guys from the group over there on Facebook, he's a huge, massive fan of Kazarian, and I will poop on him all day about him. I'm like, dude, he's not cool at all. Like, he's not entertaining. He's not fun to watch. Like, he's decent in the ring, but for the first time on the mic, I was like, this guy is fun. But it took him making fun of Joe Hendry to do it.
right, exactly. But it was just so funny on how Joe wasn't that amused, and he even after he did his turn at the end of his song, he still was staring at him, and the look he had, it was just priceless.
The ask at the end when they so who was it that came out? It wasn't Class Action. The system came out, right?
Oh yeah!
They start like bickering and feuding and stuff, and then Kazarian at the end is like, "I'll tag with you."
Yeah, making a 6-man.
And then all he does is get Ziggler hits his move. Nick Nemeth, sorry. I hang out with my wife too much. My wife, we'll be watching wrestling, and like John Moxley will come on. She'll be like, Dean Ambrose. I'm like, no, it's John Moxley. Totally different person. And she's like, no, that's Dean Ambrose. That's how I know him. And she does it with Nick too. So it's really hard for me to stop calling him Ziggler because of her.
I mean, I still call him Ziggler.
But the choke stand, I can't say it enough that I love his choke slam.
Oh yeah, the standing ovation.
Yeah, it's a great name for it. It's like when the Unprettier was the Unprettier. It just made sense. Like it clicked. I like it. Sorry.
Oh well, yeah. That was some great. Yeah, as far as on that, and then after we got through that whole beginning, the whole promo and everything else, we get into action with First Class getting the win over the Rascals, which I don't know. I guess I understand, but it's hard. I mean, those two guys are small, but they can't escape the up and down payment from AJ.
No.
So
No.
yeah, it was a decent match overall, though. It's good to see the Rascals back in action, though, and those guys are magic in the tag team division. Hopefully, they're able to climb the tag team ladder. And then
We know who should go down the tag team ladder. It's them good hands for not helping Josh Alexander beat up Eric Young, Jonathan Gresham, and Steve.
Yeah, Steve Macklin. Yeah.
That was a good match, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I was kind of surprised to kind of see that. But you know, dude, I'm sorry. I can't help but chuckle every time I hear the chant now that Josh Alexander gets. The walking wiener.
So much disrespect. What'd you say?
It's so funny.
You're not saying anything, Austin.
That's what I said. So disrespectful.
Oh, so disrespectful.
Asshole.
And then we get the ever graceful appearance of Ash by Elegance and getting a victory over TNA Knockouts tag champion Danny Luna of Spitfire. So we're gonna get the Elegance ladies, or I don't know what do you call Ash and Heather? Do you just go call them Ash and Heather by Elegance as a tag team? I don't know.
Trash and Treasures.
Trash and Treasures. So
I will never be.
Who's the trash? That's what I want.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're
Definitely.
You're not going to put it on anybody, are you? Nope, you're not.
No, it's the whole thing. There isn't the treasures. Who's the manager, dude?
I only know is personal concierge. That's all I know.
That's my treasure, I guess. I can't.
He's got a name. He's got to say it more.
I can't stand Ash. I can't stand her.
No,
I didn't like her in WWE. I don't like her now.
But now we got Heather by Elegance instead of Heather Reckless. So,
Heather's good though. So
Heather is good. It's just now she's got to act all.
I mean, it could be a good thing for Ash.
It could be.
Putting her in a tag team might be able to cover up some of the blemishes that she has in the ring and stuff. Because she's not a terrible. Let's be serious, okay? She's not a terrible bad guy. Like she's somebody you want to see get beat up. So if you put her in a tag team where they can mesh and learn each other's abilities and werewolves and one can protect the other like this and that, it could be a really good thing. And within the wrestling industry right now with the boom in female wrestling, we sat here, just a little bit ago and spent basically 30 minutes running down how NXT women's roster is killing it right now. This could be her way back to the forefront, but just in the tag team division. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if it works for her, it works for her. I don't dislike her like others. So
yeah,
she's just not one of my favorites.
And then we get Lei Ying Lee getting a match against a newcomer, pretty much, Megan Moore. And then we get Samantha Evans making a return to lay out Lei Ying. So,
we'll see how that plays out, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I hope that Lei Ying gets the proper up in this feud that she deserves, because she's a phenomenal talent. But and I think like I said, WWE Creative missed the boat on her. So if they get a chance in TNA to kind of bring that back, then I'll be pretty happy to see.
Bring what back?
We're talking about Lei Ying Lee.
Oh, okay. Bring her, like
WWE missed the boat with her.
Oh, 100%.
NXT for the longest time, and then when we got to the main roster, they tried to give her this whole warrior thing, and just, it
dropped the bucket.
Yeah, it just bit. So
yeah, Mortal Kombat didn't work for her.
No. Which leads up to the main event with the System, JDC and Eddie Edwards taking on Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry, and we finally are starting to see some friction, but not in the System, bro.
No.
And so,
and then Ryan had to add to it. If you go onto their social media, TNA social media, because the show ended with Joe and Nick fighting amongst themselves and bickering about the end of the match where Hendry hit Nick. Ryan's like, he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose on social media. And so it's really brooding there. Overall, fun way to end it, progressing the storyline. I want to see where it goes because for the first time, I'm really serious. Kazarian might be actually a good competitor. Like, he's fitting into this niche right now, and what he did before, if he can continue that momentum, who knows? Maybe I can actually say Kazarian is somewhat entertaining.
I mean, he's been in the business a long, long time. Don't get me wrong. And he was, pretty agile in his younger days. And, he's kind of slowed down a bit.
The skill is always there. I'm not saying that.
Oh, he's always been there. Right. I mean, I'm not talking that at all. It's always been there, But, what are you going to do, with, how is Kaz going to, get over the king of TNA. He's given himself a title, but they've never actually had no.
The one last thing I do want to step on before we step away from TNA and stuff is Mike Bailey had a killer match, right, at Bound for Glory, still being your champion, but then gets interrupted by Moose saying that he could come for that title any moment. But it is a no division weight class. There is no weight limits, and Mike Bailey made that known.
Yeah, if we're talking about Speedball,
yep, Speedball
and Moose. The only other thing I'm thinking of, like, gaming, of like who has a Speedball, like Sonic, and and who's that big boss? Like in that
Robotnik.
Yeah, Robotnik. Yeah, like Moose is robotic. I mean, he catches up and just that's it,
Dude, that match would be fun. I actually want to see Moose versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
I'm sorry, that Speedball just sounds like a random drug.
I mean, if you'd watch him, you'd probably feel that way too. Because the dude bounces like Javon Evans is bouncy. Speedball is just right there with him.
Well, Ruby, I mean, you remember before we got online, I told you what's right across the highway.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you say Speedball Mike Bailey's kind of like, ooh. What store is that at? So
But once again, overall, TNA brings us another great night of professional wrestling. If you guys aren't watching TNA right now, you're missing something, because they are really getting that hype train moving again and becoming a threat in the wrestling promotion when it comes to just pure entertainment value.
Yeah, since they made the change back, and I'm sorry, ever since Scott D'Amore got let go from TNA, when they went back to TNA from Impact, which they never should have went to Impact. Sorry, but they've really been in the field of keeping up as far as like with something interesting. I mean, and getting some ex WWE talent, and I'm actually bigger. I really like the one-man Nick Nemeth gimmick over Dolph Ziggler right now. I really do. Because we've already know he can steal the show and everything else, but the whole one-man gimmick. I'm sorry. I think his theme song's pretty catchy.
He's coming. I hate to say it like that, because Dolph was so good beforehand in WWE, and like the coming into his own. I feel like he's doing that in TNA. You know how like Drew left, and there was a lot of people that liked Drew McIntyre before he got released and let go of WWE, and then went to overseas, and then went to TNA and kind of reestablished himself as Drew Gallows, right? Then he came back as that persona. Nick's really doing that right now, but I kind of want to just see him just keep going, kind of the way of Matt Cardona, how he reinvented himself on the indie scene, basically. What are you going to say, Ruby?
Oh, no, I'm good. It's actually, if I had a thought, I think the train left the track. So.
But no, yeah, this new, and to finally get to see his kind of dream of him and his brother getting to work together, that's made it all that much better, in my opinion. Because Ryan gets kind of disrespected, in my opinion, when it comes to wrestling sometimes. Like, he was a lot better than people gave him credit for.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm losing my picture. Where am I at? Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay. I couldn't get to my banners here, so I'm trying to turn this off.
You good?
Hey, I want to let everybody know. Right now, X is like killing it in record numbers right now, and you guys are fantastic, fabulous. Remember, make sure you scan that QR code in the corner of our screen. That's going to take you to where we're at, everywhere online. And then, of course, also some fabulous merch if you want to get the official Falls Count Everywhere t-shirt. And all of us, We Talk Wrestling t-shirt here. So make sure you're getting a hold of that. But since now we've gone through the week of everything in wrestling pretty much to this point, let's kind of take a break back here, shall we? And let's kind of have a little chuckle here tonight, kind of lighten the mood just a little bit more. I say we go for Wrestling's Gold Memes. How about you? I think it's time for them. Right.
Get him better.
Wrestling's Gold Memes. Don't have a sponsor for it. You know, we're going to kind of stop right here. But actually, good this one here. We just had Halloween.
Ruby, you're in and out, bub.
Yeah, we're having a mic issue with somebody.
Oh, well, can you hear me okay?
Now I can.
All right. How about this with going back to the same house for more Halloween candy, going into 4 different costumes?
Yes.
Foley would do that, too.
That's the way to do it, too.
Zach would do that.
Dude, you know what cracks me up about this is, like, just recently watched that Road Story thing where Triple H talks about how Mick Foley went and took a shower with sweaty clothes, dried himself off of the sweaty clothes, put it back on, and then went and got popcorn out of the concession stand so he could drive to pocket the money from the plane ticket. So, yeah, he would be the guy to go around to the same house 4 times.
Boy, I don't know. I got to hear that story, but that just sounds nasty.
I think it was posted to We Talk Wrestling. I want to say I did.
I got to search for it then. I got to search for it. So, but then also right after this is, of course, November 1st, which is, retail workers on November 1st. And of course, I'm going to start hearing Mariah Carey again, and I'm going to start going nuts. It's not even freaking Thanksgiving, and I'm going to hear this song. I know. That's why I'm going to hit any radio stations or any Christmas. They've already got Christmas stations going, so
that's funny.
It was good for about a few years, but you're dragging us out worse than the Hardys run in wrestling. So knock it off. Retail workers, they don't have a choice with the pipe radio that comes in. So
no, it's terrible. Dude, when I worked at Sam's Club, that was the hardest thing. Because that music,
like when I worked at Menards, and oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. Because if they weren't playing shitty music, they kept on playing that remix of Save Big Money with Menards. I had to come up with my own remix just to get through the damn day.
They interrupted. Isn't it like every 3 or 5 minutes you hear that little jingle? Because I got a Menards here, like down my street.
Yep.
About 5 minutes away, and it's like, bro, knock it off already, And this, and that whole rebate deal, that's a big jip. So, yeah.
I just look forward to Fleece Nabida. Seriously, dude, that was one of they'd play that. I'm like, okay, this is at least tolerable because it was up to beat. It was fun.
Yeah, I make fun of that song too, but either way,
Philippe's not a dad.
Police, lock me up. Anyway. Next we have here on your slides here is when you forget to bring your phone to the toilet.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Every dad's worst nightmare.
Shit. Son, bring me the phone.
I just let it charge. You know, if it's on a charge like, hey, I'm only going to be like a few minutes. I'm sorry, man. I cannot sit there and stew at my age. Sorry, bud. It's bad.
Can't
it's
sit
bad.
there and stew.
Don't want to sit there and stew.
Somebody should redo this when you run out of toilet paper.
Oh yeah. But thank God McMahon's pants are on, so you know. And our next one here, making a comparison. Every masterpiece has, and of course we got a little Gilbert here. You're gonna love it. It's cheap copy.
He's having his retirement match in 2025.
Well, so is John Cena. Everybody's on the boat with retirement. I've even seen like a couple workers around this area now are like announcing their retirement, and I remember when they debuted. I was like, and I know there's somebody that you and I know that have also announced their retirement.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, but but yeah, but I you know.
Well, I mean, at least
Goldberg should have retired like 17 years ago.
I mean, at least Cena could keep you drawn in with his promos. Goldberg talks like he's got something stuck up his ass or something. But
I still say Goldberg has the better pose. So,
oh yeah,
100%. The muscle definition is 10 times better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And then our last one we got here for you tonight, another
Goldberg eats porn sideways.
It's hey, bro. Hey, what's going on, Andy, man? Good.
What's up, Andy?
Good seeing you here. So, we got first nobody at all, and then every chick in the DX Titantron video package.
That was good. That makes me. God damn it! I miss Big E.
Oh, dude, that when they were doing the start of the show, or I don't know if it was the start of the show or the end of the show, he started taking off his jacket like he's about to throw it at Corey Graves. Have me dying. He's just like, "You're not even wrestling. Stop." He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And he's buttoning it back up.
I'm telling you right now, like, God forbid if Big E has to put his up, he needs to join the commentary team. Like,
oh yeah,
because that guy is just pure money on the. I love Big E.
But
One
at
of my
least
favorites.
you get him on like either the kickoff or like on a kickoff panel, which is good. I'll take that over Booker T any day, but just saying, But
do I have something black on my phone? Oh, sorry, my hair is laying. My bad.
It's all right. I don't have to worry about hair, obviously, if you know me. So I ran away. But no, man, that's all we got here for you this week for Wrestling's Gold Memes. And
did you see there's a post going around on like Facebook, I saw it, where Xavier Woods, Kofi's, and Big E's contracts actually comes up at the end of December.
All right, yes.
And people are like, they haven't signed a contract, like they could leave to go to AEW or go, I really hope that's not the case.
I really hope that's not the case either, man.
But if it happens, I'm here for it. Like, that'd be cool, I guess. But it's one way to keep the tag team together.
Yeah. Well,
would you guys hate that then too?
Yeah,
see, I'm gonna ride this one to the death. Like now.
Yeah, they're gonna. So the new day
what's happening is what I said was going to happen with fuck that kid's name.
That day.
Scorpio, or not Scorpio.
Ricochet.
Ricochet. He was fine for 5 seconds on the main show, and what happened?
See, you don't pay attention enough because Ricochet's doing just fine right now. He has a match on Dynamite.
What was going to happen? Did I not call that?
He did fall down to Collision for a little bit. Whoop-de-doo-dah.
Collision ain't good.
So he gave Matthew some material for Botchamania. So what? It's it happens. So Shoot. So let's go and get right into our other part of the evening here, and we'll go ahead and try to post good. But once again, so Bloodline 2.0 dominates. This started off the match with a 6-man tag, which was Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo. And I was actually surprised here. This is the second time Roman had. So second time this year, Roman's gotten pinned, and
Right.
he actually took 2 spikes from Solo, and he took the 1, 2, 3. And then this was afterwards, with everybody. He was fighting back because he was getting ready to fight back on Solo after he was out for a while. But then, of course, they swarmed him, and then Sammy came down to help. Man, here we go. Who urged Jay just to not get involved, but he went down and followed the crew in Saudi Arabia, and here we go. And they actually had Solo surrounded at the 4 corners. Roman was coming in with a spear, and Sammy was coming in with a boot, and Solo was in the middle. He just moved, and this is what we get. And so Solo is able to escape, and we see this between Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy now. So now there's friction with the OGs of the Bloodline, I guess we should say. Should we call them the OGCs? I don't know. Not the OGCs. The OGBs. OGBs. Yeah. Call them OGB, original Bloodline. There you go. OGBs. Yo.
That's the latest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
For shizzle.
Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Bebe's Kids, but
is it kind of?
I'm just curious on how this all plays out now, because like Sammy was seen with Solo, Sammy then attacked Solo, and then Roman gets kicked in the face.
well, I see like how Jay, how Jay was the one that said you're not even family, but you see him trying to break up everything, so he'll be the voice of reason for both sides.
Yeah. How does Paul fit back in this? That's going to be
Yeah.
the next key to it. Is like, where does Paul lay back in with the Bloodline when it comes time? Is he the one that actually helps Roman go, no, Sammy didn't mean to do that kind of thing? Like, what if Sammy goes to Roman and Paul, and that's how Paul comes back? There's so many.
Roman said like the only person that could really, I ain't gonna say necessarily tame me, but that's the only word I could think of at the moment was Paul Heyman. So yeah, that could work. I could see that.
But yeah, because he said we need a wise man or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Jay was like, let's go get him. Or Jimmy was like, let's go get him.
Mm-hmm. And like I seen, I don't know if it was yesterday or whatever, but it's basically they're not going to add any more people to the match. It's going to be a 4-on-4.
That's what they need to do,
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying that they're not going to try to add anybody unless it's like an outside interference.
Right. So, yeah. So I mean, eventually, we got some time to work up to. We got less than 4 weeks now before we get War Games. So we all know it's going to be Bloodline 2.0 versus the OGBs, Yo-Yo. And
Check, please.
Oh my God! What the? What the actual fuck was that?
Hey man,
that was great.
You're going to see him before I do. Please fake check him when you see him.
Ruby just made my night with that.
Yeah, Z's gonna kick the soul out of me whenever he sees me next. So,
so yeah. Now, will they? I still really hope they bring out a traditional Survivor Series match. I don't want it just to be War Games.
All War Games.
Because I want this match to be the tradition, like a tradition. It has that feel.
No title matches.
Yeah, it has that feel that this match should be a traditional Survivor Series match, man. And we're going into the Survivor Series. And that's one thing, like, I was afraid when they brought War Games up that that's what it was going to do. It was going to kind of replace Survivor Series and just be Survivor Series War Games and not the traditional style. And I don't know.
No, I mean, War Games is awesome. I kind of hate how they blended War Games, but I see how they needed to bring it back. But like I said, there should be at least maybe at max 2 War Games. There should only be 2 War Games matches. Okay,
right.
Everything else should be a Survivor Series style match. No title matches. Find the group feuds, whatever. I mean, heck, even get the NXT women involved. Get the women involved with this, whatever. I mean, obviously, where does how does Cody fit in the build here? Because you're going to see something between Randy and KO.
Well,
And
are we?
Cody.
Is this all you have picture wise, or do we got more pictures?
Oh no, we got more.
Where are we going? Where are we going with this? Because that's where like my conversation wants to keep going with Survivor Series is due to certain circumstances that have happened at Crown Jewel. Specifically, I'm talking about the Seth Bronson Reed match, but I don't want to cross over anything. So if we're going on to Lash and them.
We can jump to that. Sure, why not? We'll go to this right now, and we'll go ahead and change out that, and we'll come back to the others. But yeah.
So okay, just because we're in the mindset of talking about Survivor Series right now, this match is what I'm wanting to see happen. Is we saw what? No, it wasn't this match. Which match was it? This match? No, it was Randy and Kevin.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
That wasn't the match.
Okay, so I gotta wait then to finish my sentence. But this match was amazing. Seth is wrong for that off the top rope stomp. But man. Bronson Reed looked like I'm still. I would be lying if I didn't say I'm kind of salty that Bronson Reed didn't get the W, because I really like old big Bronson Reed. But it kind of makes sense for Seth to come out with the win after Bronson, got his comeuppance by the 6 tsunamis and stuff. Laying him out last week before going into Crown Jewel. This week on Monday, laid him out.
Right.
So it made sense. But Bronson looked like a star out of this whole thing. Like, he looked like a star monster. And it's so nice to see WWE focusing on those big monsters again. That Seth's ring gear is dumb, by the way.
He comes out with some original stuff. I guess he wears whatever Becky rejects. So I mean, that's the only thing I'm coming about. It's like,
right now,
she don't like it. He'll be like, "Well, I'll wear it then."
Did you see the meme? It wasn't a meme, but maybe it was. They moved it into a meme where Seth was coming down the ring, right? The ramp to go out to Bronson Reed in the parking lot, and he had the blue jacket on. And he took the blue jacket off, only to have another damn blue jacket on.
I noticed that. I'm like, what the hell? What was that for? Was it extra nippy outside or what? I mean, now it's not. Oh, I gotta have one jacket on instead. Like,
only Seth.
I did like.
He said he was going to be original. What?
I did like the way they did that finish, though. Like, he couldn't get him with a regular curb stomp, so he had to do like a super curb stomp. And that was just enough for him to roll out of the ring.
He got 3. He got 1 on the stairs, 1 on the ring, and then the super one.
Yeah. And then, like, that was barely enough to keep him down for 3. And then as soon as he rolls out, he's like...
Yeah, Seth rolled out, was celebrating up the apron, and Reed's standing again.
He's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I think is exactly what he said.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. So, so we'll go and take a step back here.
Yeah, go back to the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, we'll go back to the Fatal 4-Way. So, yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say one quick point about that. though, with that match is I think because they have that fatal 4-way coming up for the number one contenders match. Bronson's going to cost Seth that match, and that'll go into more matches with them.
I could see that.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you two felt about this one, but this made me happy. This was a great, like, I've been wanting the tag team division in WWE to step it up female wise, and I think they're finally finding their comeuppance in a way, because this was a fun fatal 4-way. Every woman got showcased. I absolutely love seeing my girl Lash and Jackson out there kicking tush. I absolutely love Lash Legend, and if she looked like a star at Crown Jewel.
Powerbomb spot was nice.
Oh, dude, yeah, they were killing it. I loved it. So the right women won, though. Keep it on my girl Jade.
Yeah, I'm starting to the whole new version of Damage Control is starting to rub on me. As far as one of the favorites, I was really impressed with Leo and Kari myself.
They definitely Damage Control definitely fell apart since Bailey got kicked out.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, you're never going to have. In some cases, the original is always going to be the best that they had. So right now, Asuka is we haven't heard from a long time. I'm assuming
she's
from
injured.
Injury.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai got re-injured again, and so they're trying to do what they can with this team, and they're doing a really good job. And I'm glad they're going to keep Damage Control around, because obviously Bailey's not going to be going back, but they don't need Bailey, because when Dakota comes back and Asuka comes back, you won't need Bailey. You can still have a good foursome, and
Well, there's some unfortunate theories that Dakota Kai might not be in WWE much longer.
Oh, well, that would suck if that's the case. I mean, I don't know if she's
because WWE did some releases just recently. Let go Baron Corbin, let go Indy Hartwell, and supposedly there's more to come. And there's rumored chopping block people, which is Shinsuke Nakamura and Dakota Kai were supposedly two of them on the top.
Shinsuke, no, God, I would hate to see Shinsuke go.
So, I don't know how true that is. Once again, that was something just in the rumor mill. Don't take it for anything until it gets posted. I will tell you, Indy Hartwell and Baron Corbin no longer will be employed by WWE coming in the near future. And that sucks, because Baron's one of those guys that had everything, just never connected with the fans, in all honesty.
When it comes to Baron Corbin, I was more into the Lone Wolf gimmick when he was in NXT, and they should have kept him in. They should have kept him in there for longer when he went to the main roster. He got a Andre the Giant Battle Memorial win at WrestleMania. He's had his spots. The whole Happy Corbin thing, the Sad Corbin thing, whatever. That was some entertaining stuff, especially with Riddick Moss. So that was some entertaining storyline stuff that he had, and of course also with Corbin with he was trying to get things rejuvenated with JBL.
I was really hoping that was going to take off.
Yeah.
Honestly, he could do his own cooking show right now. He don't even have to go back to wrestling.
Yeah, dude, his cooking show on Instagram was amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, he has like barbecue tutorials and stuff. It's so much fun to watch him there. If he would have brought that over, I think he could have made some money. But I know we got distracted. Back to this fatal 4-way.
Yeah, I get distracted with food too. So
overall, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't completely wowed by Crown Jewel. It's a C+ show for me. This was one of my highlighted matches. I really thoroughly enjoyed this fatal 4-way and watching all four of these women work.
Yeah. I get it. I get it here. So, moving on to our next one, guys, is we get to see one of our One of our
Yes.
first champs.
The belt bigger than the competitor that won it.
Yeah, so the first women's inaugural Crown Jewel champ lives forever.
So we are right on this one, correct? Because I think we both said Liv was going to win it, or I said Liv was going to win it.
Yeah, I had to go back and see if I had said
I'm pretty sure I
Nia
said
or not, but I could have also sworn I said Liv here too, because there's a lot of determining factors in here, and factors did play out with Raquel Rodriguez, and also let's not forget about Tiffy time that tried to get into this match as well. We could have swore, and when both were down, she came down, and then when Nia got up, she got mad at Tiffany. So
yeah, there's still more rift between Tiffany and Nia.
So she's already mad on SmackDown because she said I could choose you or you.
Yeah. Because Tiffy's getting fed up with both of them. That's what Tiffany said. So
I like that. I like how she's getting. She's basically told Nia to go buzz off pretty much when it comes to her briefcase.
I'm just curious on how can somebody make a full bodysuit attractive still, because Tiffany came out in that yellow and I was like, that looks good and it works with who you are.
Yeah, well, like so Liv's was pretty cool here too with their Judgment Day logo and everything.
Oh yeah, all of it looked great. Cool. I'm glad too that they went back the commentator team. I don't know if it was during this match or during the Fatal 4-Way, where the commentary team said that Natalya and Lacey Evans, shout out to Lacey Evans, were the first women to have a match in Saudi Arabia, and now look how far they've come to these women. You had 4 tag teams, 2 women main eventing, full women out there to interfere in a country that women don't get that spotlight. So that is big, awesome stuff that WWE just did for the women in that area and their own female-grown talent.
Yep.
Yeah, Cole is the one that said it during this match.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, it's really nice seeing Cole, Corey, all them kind of be able to have that freedom to, put the dots together for things. Fans know of wrestlers being outside of WWE. And for them to get a talk about that, they did with Motor City Machine Guns too, where Corey was just like raving about them, talking about the heydays of them all being on the indies and stuff and working ROH Progress, and was talking like that was awesome to hear that enthusiasm and stuff. So bringing those connections like that these women are now fighting for a championship to be specifically held in Saudi Arabia with a ring that they're going to be able to carry now with them. It's kind of cool. Like, it's a good step, and Liv is our first champion. I still think it should have been Nia, but I knew Liv was going to win it. I'm pretty sure how it went.
But let's not forget about if you watched the post show and you saw the interview.
I get to.
This really meant a lot to Liv, especially from where, and this is something I really wanted to bring up here too, because when Liv was trying to fight her way up in the black and gold era of NXT, like 9 years. 8 or 9 years going back, which the whole 201 jersey Liv Morgan. I was a big fan because I know I saw something big was going to be happening with Liv eventually. And I'm glad that she has gotten this far with these titles. And like I said, this...
Wasn't she working at a Hooters with Enzo Amore as the manager? And that's how, if I'm not mistaken, Enzo got her start in professional wrestling.
Yeah, they were dating at the time too. So
yeah,
and
now look at old Liv killing it.
Yeah, she is just killing right now. Let's just say that title is just about as big as the men's. Those things are huge. So, and I get it now. So now we're gonna have answers here as far as what happens with these titles. So the main title. All these big titles itself is going to stay in Saudi Arabia. Apparently, I think isn't that WWE Experience store like a fixed fixture in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, they have a fixed fixture there. Yeah,
Riyadh.
Yeah.
So these titles are going to be put in the a couple showcases in that Experience store, but the winners will get a ring.
A Super Bowl like ring.
And these rings are nice too. If you got a chance to get a close-up shot of it, they are really nice too. They're almost about, pointing out with Crown Jewel and being the champion and everything here. But those titles are really nice. I'm still I still was a fan of the titles when they got revealed. But so will be an annual event here. So whoever is the WWE champion and then the world champion will face each other. So it's interesting.
You know what? I almost wish it was every time they went to Saudi Arabia because they go 2 times a year.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a Crown Jewel championship, so you have to stick to the program, you know.
But I thought they called the other one Crown Jewel, didn't they?
Oh no!
What was the other one?
I have to. Oh my goodness, it's on the tip of my tongue too. But yeah, I know where they went back in the spring. They had a PLE in the spring,
right?
So yeah, so no, Crown Jewel only happens once a year.
Okay,
like I said, last year's.
I thought it was like an in your house kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the Royal Rumble, the greatest Royal Rumble happened there.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to dig that deep, Ruby.
Okay. Well,
let's move to the next slide.
Yeah. I was gonna say I can. But
I do like the idea. I do like the idea behind this now with the ring and stuff, and how Triple H is like, let's see how many people can collect how many rings, right? So like that was a cool aspect, and thinking about if Roman Reigns, this happened when Roman Reigns was still champion at the beginning, he could potentially have had 4 rings already. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something kind of crazy to think about. Like,
yeah. So let's see if we can go back to the thought here. So yeah.
Back to the Survivor Series thought. Okay. So Randy and Kevin come out. We didn't get to see a match. There was no match. There was some destruction and devastation, and people did fight. Randy and Kevin beat the holy hell out of each other, but they beat the holy hell out of not just each other, security guards, refs, and also a general manager got RKO'd. So my thought pattern, and I think I said it last week to you, what I'd really want to see in the War Games is the Usos in the Bloodline storyline. That's the Survivor Series, traditional Survivor Series match, right?
Yeah, of course.
Women's War Games and men's War Games is SmackDown versus Raw. That's what it needs to be. We've already seen kind of tension between the general managers. This really kind of adds fuel to it, if you ask me. Like, this really adds some fuel to it. And just the thought of, like, the general managers putting together these 2 War Games to see who's better than the other team makes Survivor Series a little bit bigger. I want bragging rights back. And if this is how we can do it, I'm totally for it because I like the competition between the 2 rosters. Not to mention, we still forget that there's NXT there. And that homegrown competition, Triple H talked about it a while back, about the competition that was between SmackDown and Raw when SmackDown first got announced, and then that The Rock was, it's named after one of The Rock's catchphrases and all that kind of stuff, and how he and so many people wanted to make that show better than Raw, why Triple H and them wanted to make Raw. So the competition was then there. Why can't it continue to be now just put on screen? And this is the perfect opportunity when you have 2 great general managers and these 2 lunatics wanting to fight each other.
Yeah. I mean, they could probably, Adam Pearce could say that, like, the RKO, he got set everything off.
Well, yeah, and then these 2 have to somehow fix their relationship and fight for Nick Aldis. There's so many ways they could build around the storyline because I want to see what Kevin and Randy continue to do and where they go from here. We're going to get more matches. But the thought of them being put now into War Games because Nick Aldis needs Randy to fix something that, it just adds more elements to it, and I would love to see where it goes because these 2 guys are kind of, without fighting each other, they're in limbo. And that, you remember when, like, MVP and Matt Hardy had their, like, little feud, but yet still had respect for each other kind of thing? Or I kind of hope that's where they go with this because they keep talking about how they love each other and, like, Kevin Owens respects him, and I looked up to you, all that kind of stuff. And now they're just beating the crap out of each other. Like, where is it a turning point? Is he going full heel? Is Randy going, bad guy turning on his friend? Because now they keep playing those storyline. So I think it'd be a cool aspect if they made it a Raw versus SmackDown War Games, and then these two had to work together.
I was kind of expecting, with it being such a short, whatever you want to call it, short thing with those two, I was kind of expecting KO to interfere with Cody's match and have him lose to Gunther. I was kind of expecting that.
I mean,
or cost him against Gunther.
I'll tell you who had this match was just a brawl. It wasn't a match. It was literally two men that beat the crap out of each other. And the big news is Adam Pearce got RKO'd by Randy. So,
and it never officially started. So.
Yeah, just after what SmackDown was it? This SmackDown or last SmackDown where he sent Jey Uso and Adam Pearce packing out of SmackDown, right?
Yeah,
not this past Friday. This Friday before.
And then Monday we saw Adam make a phone call about shenanigans that went down. So I want to see the feud start to brew between the general managers, and I think this could be a very big catalyst to that.
Yeah. So do we see any type of involvement like in the ring between Adam and Nick come Survivor Series?
No. I would save that. To maybe WrestleMania and let them have a WrestleMania moment. It'd be a great like opening match kind of thing, or a midway kind of.
I wouldn't jerk the show with him, but I mean,
with Adam Pearson.
No, you got to give him a bigger platform. Well, you got to give him down the line a little bit more than that,
Oh, okay. They can be like third on the card then.
Yeah, give him something like that.
Yeah,
and let's not forget that WrestleMania is too nice. Just like SummerSlam next year is going to be too nice. So I mean, we're hitting 2 night pay-per-views for
the simple fact of that. But like Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, I've been a fan of Nick Aldis since he showed up in TNA and he was Magnus. So another TNA guy that didn't get the original respect that he deserved, in my opinion. So, and to follow his career, Adam Pearce is another guy that I had to go back and kind of follow and learn about who he was and what he did in professional wrestling to where he is now. And the dude, like Gunther's chops, man. Adam Pearce was chopping dudes back in NWA. Over there, Scrap Daddy and those boys out kind of thing. Like, so just to hopefully see those two get that moment that they rightfully deserve. And in what better way of doing that with these two guys that are bringing characters to life that we haven't seen in forever. Like the GMs, it's kind of like a lost art, if you ask me. The GMs are. Yeah. So to see these two killing it at a point where they're like, I argue, I would say this. You and I have said it before, Ruby, that William Regal was probably the greatest general manager of all time, right?
Oh yeah.
I would put Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis right there next to him, like easily, right there next to him, no questions asked. Adam Pearce has been one of my favorite on-screen non-wrestling characters since he came about as just an authority figure, and he wasn't a general manager yet. Like, so for them men to bring so much to their characters to where we want to see them fight, that deserves a WrestleMania moment. And if this could be the catalyst to that, bro, take my money. Here you go. I wish I had a credit card, thing to be like, take it, because, and what better way? Randy and Kevin, man. I want to see more of this. I can't wait to see what happens with these two.
Yeah, I mean it's just the start, and like I said, we don't even see Cody involved with this yet. So this could take different twists and turns. We just don't know where it's going to go yet. So we'll have to see. This is going to be once again an interesting week in WWE for Raw and SmackDown with all this in play, and of course NXT having a big week. So once again, they're stepping up. So let's go to here our next one. Of course, still champ with everybody saying, of course, that's LA Knight. I'm telling you, this match, though, is pretty much toward the top of the entire card here.
Match of the night.
Yeah. Just the way that finish was, and just the way that these three were working together in the triple threat. Yeah, this is probably one of the better triple threats I've seen this year.
Oh, 100%. These two, I mean, these three killed it. Not only does Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, just those two gentlemen can work off each other like they've been working together for years, which is crazy that those two have just done so fluid in their skills. And then you add LA Knight's like boisterous personality to it and his way of being in the ring. These guys were killing it, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as having to go back and forth, and there's many different pinning scenarios to where, I mean, this seemed like a pretty evened out match, and just the way that LA hit the BFT at the end, man, I would have never dreamt it. And I mean, that was a BFT out of nowhere.
Do you like the BFT? Because a lot of people dog on it.
I think it's basically a modified version of the Skull Crushing finale. It's just basically driving the head down. Okay, so basically, it's supposed to impact the head. Okay, driving the face into the canvas. So,
I actually like it.
I don't have. Trust me, I've seen I think this is a bad finisher. There's a lot of bad finishers out there that should not be finishers. In fact, shouldn't even be used as the move. So,
Big Show, where are you? You had one of those finishing moves.
Well, I mean,
the weapon of mass destruction.
Well, I mean, think about the hand. I mean, if we want to get into everything with that, okay? Big Show, have you seen Big Show's hand?
It's not the point. It was still goofy. I agree with you. Oh, okay, wait. Santino Marella, we're looking at you. except for the fact that JTG sold that thing like a champ.
Oh yeah, like he literally got bit by a cobra. He's the venom's in his veins and he's all flopping around.
JTG's still my hero. I don't care what anyone says. But no, LA Knight, I would love to see these three run it back. This is a good like little trio feud. There's a lot of faces in that U.S. title right now, and this is you bring and you put. God dang it, Paul, right? Not Paul. God dang it, what's his name? Prime dude.
Oh, Logan Paul. Yeah,
Logan.
I mean, are they still punishing him for what he posted about, or
potentially? But you put Logan Paul with these four gentlemen. Holy cow! That United States picture scene would be amazing.
Yeah, we haven't seen Logan Paul since SummerSlam, so I'm kind of but they still are doing the whole Prime sponsorship with this, which I don't remember seeing the Prime logo here on the mat. So I don't know.
Not.
I don't know.
It might have been because of where they're at.
We don't drink Prime. That's crap.
But you are not coming again.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll
You guys
play
are terrible.
Survivor Series. We'll see it Survivor Series though. But no, great match. With LA Knight retaining, and then of course now we move to the last match on the show, where another title added to the story. So I missed this by a mile.
Yeah, because we both picked Gunther.
Yeah, we did. So we've seen Gunther pin for like the second time, I think. But trust me, it wasn't that easy to get the victory.
This match was just as good as the last match, actually. Like these two matches were solid, and for him to do the rollback, pinning Gunther's shoulders to the mat from the sleeper. I mean, it was good, but yeah, Gunther got dirty. He still looks strong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was a good way to end the bout because these two were just hammering back and forth.
Dude, that one chop, that chop across the chest, and then they slowed it down. Holy
man, that was painful to watch. Bro, that was.
I think Cody's a damn idiot. He's like, he comes to his chop and he's like, come on. I'd be like, hell no, stop.
Hell no, stop. Yeah. Please hurt me.
So Cody gets the first. Does it play into the fact that there's a lot of people that have turned on him too?
People keep showing images of Randy keeps on low key looking at the belt for a couple of seconds.
Dude, I physically can't wait for that feud.
Oh man.
No,
Randy Orton going heel.
Yeah, we're gonna. 2025 is gonna see some ending of some eras here. With John Cena, we're gonna see Goldberg's one last match. I'd rather see that than Ryback's one match begging for many years, and he doesn't deserve. I don't care, Ryback, up yourself. And then
he's doing just fine, winning TikTok battles.
Yeah, like a chode. Anyway,
put me on a TikTok bottle with him. I guarantee I'll retire his ass.
Yeah. Maybe he'll find me here on X and maybe ban me. I don't know.
I've been banned 3 times.
The king of did he like ban like 23,000 people? Because that's crazy, man.
I was banned, but now I see his post again, so whatever.
Well, I think he believes in second chances, then he'll ban you again. Don't worry.
So you'll get another second chance. Oh, but no, I totally thought that Gunther would probably make history with this, but I understand, with Cody coming out on top, and this is going to be quite interesting here. Now we've got these matchups have already been, there's no follow-ups for these. So, it's
not until next year.
No, but not until next year. But we were talking about Cody and Gunther. Now they're done. Liv and Nia, they're done talking smack. So congratulations to Cody Rhodes and to Liv Morgan as inaugural Crown Jewel Championship winners.
Yep. And
so, well deserved, especially the way that it means to live here. So, so kind of touching base here on what we're coming up here for Monday night. I mean, what do we expect from Monday night? What do you think might be happening on Raw? Like, do we see Bronson Reed take advantage with Seth Rollins again? Or, because obviously that feud's not over. I don't care what anybody says.
There's no way that feud's over with.
No, that's what I was saying. That Fatal 4-Way is going to go down, and Seth's getting ready to win or something, and he comes out to interfere.
What's the Fatal 4-Way for again?
The number one contendership.
Didn't
number one contendership? Yes. So it is number one contendership.
Time out. Didn't Dirty Dom become number one contender?
No, he just contended to.
Oh, so he's getting
to jump into that match. So it was like all leading into that Fatal 4-Way.
Okay. I missed that. I thought he was becoming a contender himself for the title already. Man, that makes me sad because I was hoping he was going to get a chance at Gunther. But
because he had to prove himself last week to show that he's
and he beat that dirty dastardly
Priest,
Damian Priest.
But you got Seth Rollins, you got Priest, you got who else? Dirty.
When did this get announced? Did I miss this get announced or something?
They missed it. They announced it at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they announced it on the pay-per-view yesterday.
I was fast-forwarding to things just to watch the matches. That makes sense now.
I can't remember who the fourth is, though. But
I can't either. But I know there's going to be a Fatal 4. I'm actually trying to see if there's a lineup on WWE.com right now, and I'm having trouble finding it. So, all they do is give me results page. Don't give me any type of news. Well, maybe I could check the news. I don't know. I guess I could check news. But And then, of course, we've got, do you really feel bad for the Miz at this point?
That shit was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Miz is gonna, yeah.
Miz is dead. Has it been 20 minutes? Miz is dead.
That video was hilarious.
Hey, our truth, y'all gonna die. Dude, that was some awesome stuff.
They did snatch Miz up like a horror movie though when they pulled him on the bus.
They pulled him on the bus. Yeah, I'm loving the storyline and seeing where it goes. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I kind of feel like this is Karrion Kross's way of getting the Wyatt Six to come out, kind of thing, to attack him.
Yeah.
In some way, like I feel like it's going to be we're going to get a big twist in it. It's not about really the Miz. It's about Karrion Kross and his agenda.
Yeah.
Miz is just a casualty to what he's done in the past with, and see, this is what people are missing. There's an element here, that reason why Miz is being attacked. Bo Dallas was part of the B team, guys, and was one of Miz's lackeys. And Miz turned on who first? But Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's really fun, and I'm excited to see where it plays out. Plus, you're having one of my favorites,
Man, yeah. And I guess Gunther's gonna stay on the wayside until we see who's gonna win the number one contendership. I was just thinking about this the other day. I guess we're not gonna hear anything from Drew McIntyre or CM Punk for a good while, huh? They were beat up pretty bad at Hell in a Cell.
So the contenders for that match are Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Sheamus, and Dirty Dom.
Yep.
Oh,
man.
I think
would it be wrong for me to say I want Sheamus to win this just to see Gunther and him go at it again?
I think it's going to be Sheamus, because I'm not saying Sheamus is a write-off or anything, but you know how sometimes they'll put like a random person to have a match, like when they put Cesaro against Roman Reigns,
right?
Just to throw a match in there or some shit to build up or waste time until the bigger match got there, like Survivor Series or something. I can see it Sheamus. That's my call.
I mean, yeah. I can see what you're saying.
And what are we going to hear from Sami Zayn on Raw or SmackDown? Because if he shows up on Raw, Jimmy's going to follow.
It'll be both, I think.
Yeah, so I think that feud's going to carry between both brands,
because I don't see Roman coming to Raw.
No.
So Roman's going to stay on Raw, SmackDown, and Jimmy's going to go to Raw, confront Sammy. Jay's going to try to be the counsel between the two, and then Jimmy's going to be like, "Well, Roman wants to see both of you on SmackDown this week," kind of thing, and that's how it's going to play out.
Yeah,
there you go.
And then Jay's going to get up in hairs. What do you mean he wants to see us on SmackDown? And be upset because they're supposed to be doing it as a team, not solo, right?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
He said that. I mean, it kind of leads into the same thing, or you could do it like Jay and Sammy start talking, and then Jimmy walks out there like, "What the hell are you doing talking to him? You seen what he did to Roman?"
Yeah. So I mean, it's really good, and the Bloodline storyline is just. I don't understand how people can be disappointed with it. I don't understand how people still say Solo is not a good leader, because he is. He just got a victory again. So you guys are all lying to yourself. It's just, I love everything about this. The only thing that would make me happier is if we add the last two people, if they ever show up or if they don't. And I say we see Hikulea at Survivor Series, though. I will say that.
I could see it still being a 4-on-4, but whoever the hell it is shows up and they try to interfere in the match, but it's still 4-on-4.
Hikalea's coming in to save the day for Solo.
Oh, well, yeah. As far, yeah, I mean, so Raw's. I'm trying to think about what else. I mean, otherwise with TNA, we're gonna see where we stand with Joe Hendry and Nick Nemeth, right? Don't forget that big the big knockouts tag match between Alicia Edwards and Tasha Steelz versus Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich.
Yes.
That's going to be a good one.
Slamovich and Grace got this.
Oh, absolutely. And who else? I mean,
NXT is going to have a fire Wednesday in Philly.
Yeah.
Bubba Ray Dudley making his return to the ring. Can't wait for that.
At the ECW Arena, we got Dawn Marie being the special guest referee between that hardcore match between Jada Parker and Lola Vice. And don't forget about that 10 women tag match. Oh, my God.
That's and then AEW for Dynamite, we have Kyle Fletcher versus Takeshita. Yeah. Takeshita.
Yeah,
versus an unknown opponent, Will Ospreay, and Ricochet. Ricochet's the known opponent, and we don't know who his mystery opponent is going to be, but it's going to be Will Ospreay.
Wow.
I'm just calling it. I'm actually pretty hyped for that match, but I'm a big fan of Kyle Fletcher. So
take a step back to NXT real quick. Are we going to see something with Tony D'Angelo?
Dude, I hope to God we see Nunzio. Baby Jesus.
I thought about that.
Bring us the full-blooded Italians meeting the family, and I will be a happy man.
Dude, that would be
because somebody's supposed to be meeting him in Philly.
I say if he was still alive, I say Tracy Smothers should still be in there.
Oh yeah,
oh, that'd be so awesome. Be so great.
That would have been, that definitely would have been something to watch. And, he would have been part of it for sure. So
yeah, I still love in 2024, we're going back and reminiscing about ECW, a rebel organization. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I agree with Paul Heyman. ECW never died.
Yeah. Nope, never did, man. But,
and if you believe it did, you can suck his. You know what? Go watch the. Go watch the Hall of Fame speech.
That's right. Yeah, watch it. But man, what a great past week of wrestling. Crown Jewel, like I said, I agree with Zach's or Zmiz's grade. C plus. I mean, it was not in the B range. There was really no really twists or turns, and I just don't know if just where it was. They wanted more traditional style matches, nothing too out of the ordinary. It just seemed kind of okay. It's there. We got some decent matches, good. So we'll just move on. All I know is that War Games will be bringing the house down in 4 weeks. So,
like I said, I'm not saying that Crown Jewel is bad. It just, I don't know. It just didn't hit.
It was just more of a fill-in.
Like, the matches were subpar for the most part, in my opinion, at best. Like, every one of them brought it, and they were good matches, but it's stuff we've kind of already seen, or like that's how I felt about it. Like, they were just there. And I'm happy that everybody did a great show, had a great show. Nobody got hurt, it seems like. So, hey, the pluses are on the plus side, but it was just a C+. It wasn't a B+ this time.
And that's okay. It's not like so apparently I don't think they broke any record gates. So
I don't care about that, but
yeah. No, but that's what I long for is record.
Oh yeah. You got to know about those breaking gates,
Yeah, I'm disappointed you didn't break another gate. Again, what's wrong with you, WWE?
You're fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
What is it? What do they call him? Triple H now? Triple L or something.
Your future endeavored. No,
No, I don't like the people that dog AEW or WWE, and then there's the people that dog AEW. Like AEW fans that hate on WWE fans. They call them WWE drones.
Yeah. Right.
That one's kind of clever, actually. Not gonna lie.
Well, all those guys that come up with the names all got the same nickname though. Virgin.
Need deodorant.
Virgins.
God dang it. It's terrible. God dang it, Austin. Can't have nice things. But no, yeah. I'm excited for another week of wrestling. I keep adding promotions to the list of things I need to watch. So
Yep. And man, like I said, we want to thank Austin Cage for joining us here again for this week. And we'll definitely be
our
talking.
prayers will also be with you, Austin. We
Yes.
love you, buddy. Right.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So just for the fans and stuff, say a prayer for Austin. He unfortunately lost his dog this evening, and his best friend, Fat Man. He had a good life, dude. I'm gonna miss seeing your guys' snaps, but
Yeah.
proud of you. You're
Thanks,
awesome.
man. I appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah. And getting the house that's got more stuff in it, man. Because I know you've been.
Oh
And
God.
by the way, I think we're at like that many for you today. We're not at full 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
The difference between like the last time was today I actually had people checking out the house, so there's improvement.
Yeah. It's all right. And eventually, you'll be out of there soon and get hopefully into another place, maybe with some good with a good ambiance. You said even possibly even a desk, so
Yeah.
it's always good to have a desk so you can have one of these bad boys on your clamped to the edge.
Yeah, that way I'm not holding a phone the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
Walmart has like ring lights that you can just get a thing to mount it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna use the desk for, so I could like hook it up to that. So I'm not.
$20.
I'm sure I can find one on Amazon that's cheaper.
I bet.
But overall, we thank you again,
man.
the FCE family. We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, let's
X today. X. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. Thank you. Thank you all, X. Thank you.
And guys, and I also want to say, every channel participated here tonight, including X breaking record numbers here this week. Thank you once again. I'm very grateful for that. Record breakers all around for reviews of our post, participation here, watching us here tonight. We love our X family. We love our Facebook, YouTubes, and of course, even our Twitch family. That there's one member that came in and out. We appreciate you guys. Brother Contreras, road to 200. Oh yeah, that road to 200 will be sometime in well, I know it'll be in 2025, but it's probably going to maybe hit June or July. We'll be at the FanFest 3 before we hit 200, though. But we'll talk about that when we get down the road. But good to see you here, man. But if you're falling behind daylight savings time, remember it's 12:15 Eastern AM, 11:15 Central, 10:15 PM Mountain, 9:15 PM Pacific. There's your time. I'm not going to give you the temperature because it's not going to apply.
Yeah. You guys there thrown off by the time change and everything. Have fun at work tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a day to think about it. So, but no, as we can, So X, thank you very much. You're killing it again. If you missed any part of the show, it's going to be posted on X again. If you want to watch it again,
or go on over to a YouTube channel and hit that like, subscribe button so you can watch any of our shows and go back and watch all of our old ones too.
Yeah, all of our shows are posted on YouTube and, of course, also on Facebook. But YouTube is easier to watch, so trust me, it's all there. Like you said, we have come to the end of episode number 167 here. We'll have 168 here next week. We don't know what we're going to have. I'm contemplating on getting a certain guest, or maybe if we're going to try and get a certain guest here, or just a guest.
That's right, my dude. Hit that like and subscribe.
There you go.
Share it out to your friends now too. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yep. Share that. Make sure you're scanning that QR code here. Whenever you get a chance, guys. Once again, we're on Linktree. That's to our Linktree to get you to everywhere. So make sure you take a part of every part of that Linktree.
Dang it. I forgot to tell you this. I meant to say this already. So the main event with Cody and Gunther.
Yes.
Chase had a great idea, my son. Okay, and I'm kind of disappointed this did not happen because this is a genius idea. All right, so Gunther should have won. Not Gunther. Cody should have won because Gunther got attacked by Brock Lesnar. I was like,
you're always
bro,
the Lord and Savior, Brock Lesnar.
I like the way you think. But it did not happen. Yeah, Chase was really hoping that Brock was coming back. He watched a YouTube video, I guess, that talked about Brock potentially coming back or Brock being added back into the roster thing, and he was pretty pumped about it. So it could have been our Lord and Savior going up against Gunther eventually, but unfortunately Cody won. I'm just kidding. We do appreciate everyone. Again, I'm going to go play some Fortnite so I can beat my kids at the level.
There you go. But, man, guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in, watching here this week. Just follow our pages here to kind of see what we're going to do for our show next week. On Rose, I'm tired. I've had a long day. I had to wrestle last night. I wrestled today at a TV taping. I've had long days. That hour of extra sleep didn't mean diddly squat for me. So hopefully your week is much better than what my weekend was. So
have a good one.
We'll see you next week right here in the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Do better.